It took me a few minutes to get here, but I'm here now. Guys, I'll say this as easily as I can. It has been a tough day in the family. So been a tough day, but I'm here now. Hopefully some people will start streaming and we can have ourselves a little party with a little bit of beer and a whole lot of comics. I see we got some people coming back in now. Let me go show you some of the highlights from yesterday's haul, and then I'll let people know exactly what this is all about. Where was that? There's that, and I'm missing the thing that I'm looking for. So I've got my back to the camera, which is not very good. Well, that's good enough, my friends. If you take a look, yesterday we was looking at some packages I got from a local knick-knack shop, and when they package these things up, man, this place they go full bore and just like puts a whole bunch of stuff. And the guy is a purveyor of pop culture stuff. He doesn't specifically focus in comics, so you can sometimes get a good deal if you get the right comic. Sometimes not. It all depends. But I went and spent a little bit more money than I should have yesterday, and hoping to get some good deals. And some of the stuff that I came across was this beautiful Harley Quinn #1 from the New 52. This Spider-Man Black Cat, but it is actually signed by Marv Wolfman with the COA. He apparently was the creator of the Black Cat, which a lot of us in the chat last night did not know. Hey man, if you guys are here, say hello. And I got a couple DC Universe comics, a Robin and a Joker. I got a really cool Dimension X variant to first appearance of Cindy Moon. And I got the regular first appearance of Cindy Moon. So I got a bunch of cool stuff that I wasn't expecting. Well, some of this I was expecting because I could see it in the bags. They're all transparent. I'll show you in a minute. What else did I get here that was really cool? I got both newsstand and regular Beavis and Butthead #1. Just pretty awesome. So, holy man, those comics just start boom. Like there were no comments, and then there were like 20 comments. So let's get started, yo. We got Tacoma Comic. That's my name. It's been a tough day. It's been emotionally wrenching, and this is my escape. I'm literally using this as a mental escape from stuff that's been going on. So let's start that again. I won't say that I'm here because I know I'm here. Comics Books at Comic Books NYC. Kavi is here. Hello, Kavi. Omega, one of my neighbors, is here. Carson C. Wood 19 is here. MSKI 361. Hello, sir, or ma'am, is here. Bunch of people here. So let's put these away and let's actually get to the comics. We still have 4 packs to go, perhaps 100 comics, maybe a little bit less. APMC is here. I did butcher, dude. I totally butchered. That's where my mindset is today. My mindset earlier today was pretty good. We've gone through 2 intensely difficult situations today, but Poor Man's Comics is here, and he knows the secret about me because I had to tell somebody, and I'll tell the rest of y'all in a couple weeks. It's pretty good. Let's see what we got. We got this one. This is a $4 pack. So these are the ones I like, right? All that for $4, and there might be trash in there. Might be something good. So we got the Topps Mars Attack, right? You can see that right there. And we've got the Stranglers. So we'll open this one up. But before we do that, let's open this up to just, my favorite people is anybody. Anybody can jump in. I don't care. Come on in and hang out with us. split some plastic and see what we got here. I can see some of these are beat up, but a lot of these look like they're more modern books. They don't have that newsprinty look about them. So we'll see what we got. And if you notice something about one of these that I don't know, you notice something as a rarity or a specialty or a comic you're looking for, let me know. I'm more than happy to send. I already got like 4 AOKs going from yesterday. So right off the bat, we got that Mars Attacks from the Tops. Where is it? From the Tops comics right there. Kind of weird, but pretty cool. Keith Giffen, Dwight John Zimmerman, bunch of people I'm not too familiar with. That's all right. This is a wraparound cover. Archangel Studios, volume 2, number 5, unfortunately. Just a cool wraparound cover. Yeah, Omega, go down to, Tricky's. Go down to Tricky's. Call him up ahead of time. He'll unlock the door, let you in, and buy some of his packs, man, and do a video. It's going to be fun. I feel like I've already gotten enough stuff from him. By the way, we're going with a coffee stout tonight. We wanted something strong. And what is this? This is Willetized, aged in rye oak barrels. So I like that glass. I got 2 of them. I had some credit at Williams-Sonoma because my mom bought me something really really awful that we returned, and then we broke one of them. So I just have this glass right here. So Southern Comic Geek has joined us. Hey, Southern Comic Geek, did you get your package from me? Let me know. I've got this Ragnarok. No idea what that's about. Number 5 from IDW. It says Simonson. I don't know if that's Walt Simonson on the author. Yeah, Walter Simonson. That's pretty cool. He wrote a lot of Thor. Now apparently he's writing Ragnarok story for IDW. Pretty awesome. Cool looking art there. Nothing too spectacular yet, but remember this only cost me $4. Ooh. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 2 from the IDW run. Looks like a first print. No ticks, a little crease in the bottom. This is cover by Walt Simonson. This is a B cover. Seawood, if you're interested in this, maybe we can make a trade. I don't know if you're collecting the IDW run, but there's number 2, and what I assume is when is this, 2011 first printing, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty excited so far. It's worth the $4. Southern, was it good? Let me know. Did it pack well? Was it what you thought? We got Bio Booster Armor Guyver. Well, that does not look like something I'm interested in, but who knows? Oh, we got some more Guyver. So we got a whole bunch of Guyver, not MacGyver, not the cool one, just Guyver. So this has been the first free comic book day anime stuff and horror stuff. The Stranded and say Dan Dry. It does say Dan Dare. Dan Dare, Virgin Atlantic Comics. All right. Like I said, we're taking a chance. Hey, it's Neil Gaiman. Technophage. This is Technophage number 2 from Neil Gaiman. Comics created by Neil Gaiman, it says in the back. I don't know. Not all of these are going to be home runs. This is Leonard Nimoy's. Oh, sorry. This is Leonard. I've got over there. I've got William Shatner's Tech World. This is Leonard Nimoy's Primortals with concept by Isaac Asimov. This is like not MacGyver, unfortunately. This is like an orgasm of like mid-80s, mid-90s sci-fi people. But there's an advertisement on the back for the last comic I just showed you. X-Files number 14, again from Tops. Tomorrow's Stories. I don't even know what this is. Oh, everyone loves Splash Brannigan in Alan Moore's Tomorrow's Stories. I can't even tell what the heck is going on over there in this comic. That's just a little too much. Spartan X. The Barbie Twin Adventures. Now that I can get behind or in front of. Just some craziness here. Vengeance of Vampirilla #2 from Harris Comics. X-Files Annual #2. Next book we have coming up is an older one. Midnight Tales. Oh my gosh. From Charlton Comics. Midnight Tales. And this is a 6-piece. This is a UK. This is a pence variant, right? UK 6p. Charlton Comics. So 6p was like 12 cents when I was growing up. So this is probably from like 1980 or something. Let's see. 1974. Never mind. Oh, yeah, 12 center. Wow. Midnight Philosopher. This is a pretty cool one. I'm pretty excited to get this. Pretty damn excited. Midnight Tales. There you go. So that and one or two of the others, pretty good. And then the rest, forget about it. First fight and issue, Street Fighter. Anybody go for Street Fighter comics? This says it's the first issue. The hottest game in the world is now Malibu's hottest comic. Street Fighter #1. Looks like, yeah, from 1992. Looks like that is a first print and everything. This looks a little bit older. Project A-Co, also from Malibu. Barry Windsor Smith's Rune Ultraverse hard case. Barry Windsor Smith, good artist. Ultraverse Solitaire #1. And then here we've got Malibu Signature Series. Look at this all black shiny cover. That's pretty intense. I have no idea what's in here. Malibu Signature Series. They talk a lot about Malibu. And then they talk about, oh, you're supposed to get this signed. Go me, what's up? You're supposed to get it signed by all these creators, Mike Barr, Dave Ammerman, Sergio Aragones. Holy cow. They've got pages. So this literally is a book to get signed. I'd love to go get this signed by these guys now. Like 20. Oh, so Steve Englehart got his signature from the Malibu Signature Series. See if we got anybody else's. This is literally a book of signatures. There's nothing else in here except just place for somebody to sign. Unfortunately, Adam Hughes did not sign this, poor man. Otherwise, I'd be sending this your way. Let's see. Lots of people did not sign this. Walter Koenig did not sign this. Neither did Leonard Kirk. Neither did Dave Kendall. Looks like, oh my God, there is oh wait, Paul O'Connor, the famous Paul O'Connor, signed this. It is like a yearbook. It's absolutely like a yearbook. Oh my gosh, man, this is crazy. You never get stuff like this, like, because who in their right mind would actually go out and buy this? But when you can, Walt Simonson, I would have loved to have his signature in here, and Jim Starlin. They're both on this page. I can't even tell like if there is a rhyme or reason to the way they've got these authors. Like, it's not alphabetical. I don't know if it's the book they work on. Look, you got another signature. I was gonna say signature. You got two on this page: Larry Welch and Chris Ohm. Very cool indeed. Larry Welch is an artist, and Chris Ohm is the editor-in-chief of some of these books. And that's it. So, and then you've got some pages for sketches, blanks. Hey, like I said, this whole thing cost me $4 and it's been fun. And then we have an issue from Malibu Comics of The Strangler. So there you go. First, not major dud. There's still some stuff in here that I like, but it's not at the level that some of these other boxes were at. So let's see if we can redeem an entire pack of X-Men Legacy for $10. Let's see if we can get that first Miss Sinister, or if we can get the first appearance of Endgame, or if we just have a nice run of X-Men Legacy. Either way, being a big X collector, I would not be upset. Ooh, this is a rarity. This stuff is rarely bagged and boarded within the bags, so that's a good start right there. Let's just drop this for anybody. I guess nobody really wants to, but if you do, there you go. You can come and join. So we've got X-Men Legacy 220. This is just a gorgeous cover. Just a gorgeous cover. Shining a little too much. 221. So somebody go look up for me, which is the Miss Sinister view. I know we're waiting to get to the 240. I don't know if we get that far. 222. It looks like a straight run, which is awesome. And I love these covers, man. I absolutely love these covers. 222. I have this one like multiple times because I love this cover. 224. A Utopia crossover. 225. Is that 225? 226. So it looks like we're missing some odd numbers. Oh, no. And we got a variant to 226. Pretty cool. 227. Rogue figured really large in the covers of the Legacy around this time. Rogue and this dorky guy with the playing cards. Gambit! Everybody's favorite Gambit. 230. See if we get up to those 240s and 250s that are the big comics in this. I don't know if we're going to get that far. 231. Wow, look at this cover, man. Adi Granov, early Adi Granov, man. 232. Actually, Adi Granov is doing all of these covers. 233. That's some sick stuff. Little Bruce Lee there. I like that. Go Rogue. 230. This is doubled. Somebody doubled them like I do. Nice. 228 and 230. These are not Adi Granov covers. And then finally, we got that annual. So that's really cool. Maybe a little overpaid for that, but I collect X stuff. I collect a lot of the Legacy stuff. That's nice to get that run. Beautiful Adi Granov art. Two massive boxes or bags to go. This one, it says All Marvel Mutants. 214 is her first appearance. Yeah, I don't know if I have that, but I definitely didn't get that in this round. So maybe it's still at Tricky's. Maybe you can get it for yourself. That'd be pretty awesome. So right off the bat, we have, with only one tick, number 0, this beautiful shiny purple Magneto. Which package? The Legacy package was $10. Gomi. And this package that I just got was also $10. So two $10 packages right there. A nice classic X-Men to help fill out my run, even if there is a little tear in the back there. I'm definitely collecting these. Let's see what else we got. X-Men Legacy 208. So maybe there is a chance that we've got that 214 in here. Ooh, filled 10. Check that out. Emperor Vulcan is issue 4. That's issue 3. That's issue 2. That's issue 1. I'll be really pissed if there's no issue 5 in here. But we can deal. Deadly Genesis. I've got number 1 of this. So there's 6, 5. Nope, but look at this. X-Men 2099, number 2. Pretty excited for that because I know I've got number 1. X-Men 207. X-Men 185. Ooh. X-Men 27. X-Men 23. I got a classic coming up. Got X-Men 19. Classic cover right there. Rogue and Gambit. I got one of these yesterday. I got another one of these today. Hello, Elizabeth Miyazak. How are you? Pretty cool. Number 17. I'm actually getting a nice run of the 91 X-Men now. X-Force number 5, one of those ones that's in the middle of all. Yeah, Gomi, don't even tell me, because you know how true the words you speak are. X Factor Annual. X Factor from that Messiah Complex crossover. X Factor 96. X Factor 95. X Factor 89. X Factor 88. And Dressier is here. Dressier, I've got some really, really great news for you that I can't share with you yet. Sorry, that was the wrong way to say it. It's great news for me that you will be interested in, but I can't share it yet. I'm not allowed to share it yet. By the way, everybody, I've showed this 3 days in a row now, and I don't care. I can thank Dressier for me having this comic right here. I want to thank him again one more time. He reached out to me, so be honest, be serious, let people know what your interests are, and reach out to the community, and it'll come back to you. That's why I'm happy to give away these comics, because I want to return that love. If you don't know the story by now, I'll repeat it one more time while I'm ripping up this plastic. I did my Stephanie Hans video, like all my Hans covers, and then I did a video on the Hans covers that I was missing. He reached out to me, said, "Hey, I got this one. I know that you're interested in it. Let me know if you want it. I'd rather go to you than if somebody's going to flip it." And so, boom. And we talked a bit. We made a deal. Unfortunately, this cover is ticked to heck, but always love that cover, except the fact that Longshot's on it, because Longshot can go away. We got some Failings Covenant action here, starting out there in X-Men, going across to X-Force, and that's a news. These are both newsstands. That's pretty darn cool. Newsstand. Don't know if C. Wood's still here, but I'll shout it out for him. And then we've got the Uncanny X-Men 316. Unfortunately, 315 is the one that you want. That's the is it 315 or 317 is the first appearance of Blink, I think, or Sync? Not sure. We got a little Uncanny action. I don't know if I've got 315. I've got like to 311, and then I've got 2 copies of 320. And both copies I have of 320 are the what are they? Both copies I have of 320 are the Wizard edition. I don't have a regular one. Quincy, yo, my videos are not for kids. I like that you got 25 names. I like that you're reaching out. First of all, you should be in bed. I know that you're like not going to school tomorrow. You're staying at home, but you should be in bed. You should not be on my video. And how you doing? So I got this. I got a few of these. It looks like there's a tick on there, but this is a newsstand. Pretty nice. $1.50. So that's probably going to be about 92, 93, 94. So newsstands were not super rare in 94, but they were becoming less and less rare. But then check this one out. I am so psyched for this one. X-Men number 4, Pizza Hut exclusive. So yeah, Southern Geek, I definitely am, and I'll talk about that in a second. Oh, dang. Check that out. Pizza Hut exclusives. Kate Titus is here from Japan, everybody. How you doing, my friend? So Southern Comic Geek, I'm trying to collect the Claremont run specifically, because that's what I grew up with in the 80s. And so I went back before I collected and a little bit after I collected. Claremont was from 94 through 279. And I have all of that except for like maybe five issues I'm missing. So yeah, I've almost got the Claremont run. I skipped most of the 300s, I think, after 279. I'm actually missing 280. Like, nobody ever has 280. That's the first one that Claremont wasn't on. 281 is the new team. 282 is the Bishop cameo. 283 is Bishop, and then it goes from there. I'm missing from like 320 to 400. I have 400 to 544. I've got almost all of them. This is another one I'm happy to get. This is a minor key. I can't recall right at the moment. This one is all ticked up, but Still cool to have. I've got the gold edition of this too. A little more factor. But check it out. If I get a full run of the Pizza Huts, I will be insanely happy. Southern Comic Key, I absolutely will. So there's the cover. Right? It's almost like getting a connecting cover in there. And I'll bet you this connects with the other foldouts to make like a super thing. Right? I'm going to check that out right now. I'm probably going to rip something trying to figure this out or hold it up for you all. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just making it up. It looks like it all connects, but I don't know. Ileana dies in that issue. There you go. There you go. Glad to have the chat with me. Glad to have so much knowledge in the chat. This goes for everybody except my my young friend Quincy. Y'all can join me if you're interested. What was I up to? Uncanny. This is from this 525. I don't know if I have that. And if I don't, that might be one of the ones that I'm missing. I'm pretty sure I'm definitely missing 527. So right towards the end there, Fraction took over and Will Spartasio did a lot of the covers, and they're just gorgeous. The like 500s of the X-Men, really cool. Ooh, New Mutants #1. I think that's the second series. Maybe it's the third series, but I think that's the second series. 2009. No, that might be the third series. Very cool. I'm going slower because I'm getting towards the end. New Mutants #35 from that run. Elizabeth, there is a lot. And I certainly don't know all of it. X-Men Forever. Not so much into the X-Men Forevers. Ooh, but I see another cool one coming up. Just another 90s hologram goodness. 304. Trying to get it to change for you. I don't know if it's going to. You know, it doesn't really change. It just moves. Very cool. And then we have the Excalibur one that goes like that. I got to check. I think I've got all of these, but if I don't, ooh, talking about Christmas comics, Generation X Holiday Spectacular. Kind of nothing X-Force, X-Men 35, X-Men 29 #2. It's my second copy of that. No Sleepy Reader, I did not. There's a little homage to that Rogue and Gambit cover right there. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that existed. X-Men Classic 86. We got it. We got Blink coming up. X-Men 34. And then, ooh, and that's a newsstand. And then we got, unfortunately, this one's all ticked up, Sabretooth, but it's worth keeping just for that back cover. So, Sleepy Reader, just to answer your question, I think I collected every X-Men from 82 to 89. I graduated high school in 1989. And then I went to college. I was poor. Comics were starting to cost like $1.25, $1.50 each. And the X-Men that I knew were replaced by Jim Lee's X-Men. And I have much respect for Jim Lee, but it just wasn't my X-Men. So I kind of fell out comic collecting. I actually went home after college or at some point and sold like a lot of X-Men really cheaply. You know, I probably sold a Gambit issue for like $1 or $2, $2.66. You know, clearly the Sinister and the Jubilee issues. I sold a lot of X-Men really cheaply in the 90s. And then it wasn't until I moved out here to Tacoma and I got I got a week where my wife was away with the kids going back to New York visiting our parents or something. And I just stopped by a comic book shop and was looking for some stuff and gave me an X-Men at the time from 2012. And I was like, Nope, this is not the X-Men that I know. So, um, yeah, I definitely took a break, but I got a copy of Lock and Key, and I got hooked. And from there, I got into Saga, and then Why the Last Man and Paper Girls, and from there, I was just hooked back into comics. I actually got back in heavily with heavily just as a reader at first, and heavily into indies. Um, but then I got more and more back into like Marvel, not so much DC, with the exception of like Tom King's Batman run, but I got more and more back into Marvel. So I'm probably a 50-50 split right now between Marvel, especially since Marvel's got Star Wars now, Marvel and Independence. And of course, Stephanie Hahn. So I got a package in the mail today. Oops, don't fall. I got a package in the mail today. And let's see what we got here. I pre-cut some just Instagram seller. I got a couple of things I didn't have. I've got Invincible Iron Man number 7, first appearance of Riri Williams. This is 3rd printing. Number 9, this is when she dons the Iron Heart armor. This is 1st printing. And then the actual thing that I got, those 2 I just got because the shipping was already paid for. But this one, man, the Heathcliff 25th anniversary cover. I'm excited by that. I think I have almost all of them except I've got Muppet Babies, and I think I even have Ewoks. I don't have Care Bears. Hey, Comics in My Mind, how you doing? Yeah, Hawks and Pox was really good. I read the hardcover, and it was a great way to get back into the X-Men. There's a lot of X-Men characters I didn't know, but there was it was just really good. I think just to kind of have that entry point. You kind of still have the basics of what Professor X and Magneto has gone through generations, and now that they're coming together, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't have the cash to buy every comic after that. So, the Marauders, New Mutants, and just all these, I don't know how I'm going to keep up. I might have to get back to trades for that. But yeah, House of X and Powers of X, I started to collect the issues, and I just sold them all. Big O won my box last Saturday. I couldn't possibly deal with waiting for those singles, but as a hardcover, blew me away. It just blew me away. It was really good. Oh, Elizabeth, that is so sad. I don't know if that's worse. That you did that happened, or that my parents threw my Star Wars toys away. I guess the fire is worse, but they both are horror stories in their own right. You got the Care Bears for $2. Wow. I was lucky to get the Ewoks. Was the Ewoks or Care Bears? Lady Fantastic gifted me that, which is really, really cool. So yeah, I want to get those. I think I might be missing the Conan as well. Yeah, Kate Titus. I mean, I guess there's a lot of anime out there in Japan, but I wonder if you can get the American comics out there. That would be pretty cool. Rob Worst is here. Hello, Rob. Just went through some X-Men goodness. See if I can find a few for you that you might recall. No, it's not in this batch. So I got a couple of the Pizza Hut X-Men specials, which are really, really cool, and I'm pretty excited to have. And they have these crazy fold-out covers. So I don't know if, and Rob, I assume you're familiar with them. There's 2 Conans, and I think I've got the regular Conan, but I don't have the King Conan, or the Conan the King one. That's the one that I need. Yeah, so I'm closing in on it, but it's hard to get all of them, man. That's really tough. So yeah, that's about it. I opened about 60% of them last night, only about 40% of them tonight. Thanks, guys. I needed this, though. It's been a tough day. If you didn't catch it Tuesday night, late Tuesday night, I read Sentient. I didn't read it. I went through this with my wine and comics late at night. Next week, no, I don't have the. I got the one Toys R Us one, but I got the Pizza Hut ones, which are really cool. And then I got the Banks right here. This is going to be what I'm reading next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Pacific Coast time. Wine and comics late at night. Going to do the Banks with Roxanne Gaming Doyle, and then I should be getting Sarah by Garth Ennis come in, and so I'll read that one the week after. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Ken, you need to start a fund for all of us to afford to keep shipping to you. Yeah, man. So Ken, shipping's got to be expensive to Japan. Yeah, and then so the comic geek says, I hate when I have to hunt for the book in CLZ. Yeah, I'm staying away from CLZ for now. I don't want an app that tells me what I have. I want an app that tells me what's out there. And like I said, I used to use comicbookdatabase.com. That was just my absolute favorite. So let me just go ahead and show this to you. If you try to go to comicbookdatabase.com now, here's what happens. So this used to be the site that I use, and they shut down. They're supposed to be creating an app, but you could type in any creator, any and see just everything that they've worked on. You can see everything they wrote, everything they colored, everything they penciled, everything they inked, everything they edited, just everything. And it was about 95% accurate. There was some stuff that they didn't have, but for the most part, they were absolutely the best. And that's kind of just stopped, I don't know a substitute for that. Rob, I don't know. I hope it was worth it for you, man. I really do. 13,000. Wow. Everybody's got their goals. Somebody could look at me and say, ooh, you've got 500 subscribers. I just started out. I got 23. I can look at somebody like Bueller who's got 10,000 subscribers. I think I've got maybe 3,000 comics, and I think that's a lot. My wife thinks that's a lot. But Rob's got 13,000. So, it all depends. It really all depends on what it is that you're looking for, and what your goals are. And I think that all of it, who this is the 90s boom, but worse. Maybe, I think everybody's got their own goals for their collection. Everybody's got their own limits. I love D-Rock. Don't worry about it. I was late to my own show. So what you going to do? I love comics. I love finding things that I didn't know existed that are like nostalgic. I love certain runs. There is, and you guys can tell me who's out there, and Rob can probably speak to this.
Okay.
There is nothing rational about the way that I collect. Like I could read stuff cheaper digitally. I could read stuff cheaper in trades. I actually have an adverse reaction to trades once I'm done reading them. I don't like having them around. If it's a book I really liked, even after I've read the trade, I want to go ahead and get the single issues. Conversely, Monstrous, I read the first few issues. I think the artwork is gorgeous. I have issue 1 through 27. I haven't read anything past issue 26, past issue 6. I just ordered the hardcover so I could read the hardcover because I love collecting hardcovers. I love reading in hardcovers. I love reading collected editions that are hard. I don't want trade paperbacks, so I did not get the trade paperbacks of Monstrous, even though that would be cheaper, more effective. I want the single issues, and I want to read it collected. And if I'm going to purchase a collected edition, Half Price Books had 30% off the other day, so I went ahead and ordered the hardcover for Monstrous. There's nothing rational about that. Rob, maybe you could speak to this a bit.
Oh, I am absolutely an idiot when it comes to the way I collect, because for the longest time, I was Everything has to be a first print, no second prints, definitely no third or fourth prints, and definitely no trade paperbacks. And the only way I wound up with a trade paperback is if somebody gave it to me.
Hmm.
Uh, if I wound up getting a trade paperback for anything, it would just because it was my holdover because it was the days before the internet and I couldn't afford everything. So at least I'll get a what do you call it? The compendium of the first 25 issues of the
Right,
collected
right.
ASM. But otherwise, single issues only, and you see what happened.
Yeah,
This.
13,200 issues later. Yeah, comics on my mind, absolutely. The Lock and Key, I got all the trades and then I sold them back to half price. I got all the hardcovers. Now I know that they made the Treasury editions for Lock and Key, but I don't think they did all 6 volumes. I can't collect just 2 Treasury edition if I can't get the other 4. That would blow my mind and really irritate me. It's probably a form of light OCD. But so Burke, that's rational. We're not arguing with you. What you say is absolutely rational. I can't quite do it. I could have saved the money I spent on what I just opened tonight and opened last night. A lot of money. And I'll probably be able to make it back through what I'm keeping and what I'm going to resell. But, I could have just gone out and found those comics on my own for less money and not have to go through the hassle of reselling some of them to make the money back. It's irrational. And that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, raise your hand in the chat if you have an irrational addiction to collecting in some way, shape, or form. I think we probably all do. Jock is coming to a show. You should have him sign that detective. Oh, 880. Is he coming to a show here? I think he's coming to Rose City Comic Con. I don't have a detective 880. If Rob wants to give me one, I could get a sign, but I don't think, that's probably a lot to ask for. Yeah, I've paid for Claremont is one I paid for, and I think Cates and maybe Matt Rosenberg were charging for after 3 signatures they were charging. But I generally don't pay for signatures. It's just, to me, it's not what it's about. Now, if somebody is there with a CGC witness and they are getting a signature to get it witnessed, to get it slabbed, I don't have a problem with the creator charging then. But if a fan just comes up with a book, right, and they wanted to get it signed, I don't see why the writer wouldn't sign it. From the writer's point of view, now, artists sell a lot at conventions. They do, the commissions, they sell sketches, they sell print of their stuff. Writers don't always sell as much. And so if a writer is a guest at a convention, their airfare is paid for and their hotel's paid for, that's one thing. If a writer had to get to the convention on their own dime, set up their table, buy their table space, I kind of understand that they might want to charge. I mean, and so that's why when Case is like, I'll do 3 signatures free, then it's $5 a signature after that.
Well, that makes sense. That's doable. But then there's the people that charge 20 a signature, which at first it was like back when I was a smoker in the 90s. At $3 a pack, I'll quit. At $5 a pack, I'll quit. Well, how long are you going to go before you finally actually quit? So when I'm seeing people like Rob Liefeld charging $80 if you want this one book sign, $100 if you want the New Mutants 98 sign, I'm going, you know what? I'm done. I don't need your signature.
Yeah. So comics on my mind, I just showed a book. I got the Malibu Black Signature Series, and I had no idea what it was. I opened it up. It's just a bunch of creators with blank spots for them to get signed, and there were about 4 signatures in there. And the one I got yesterday, I'll go grab it in a second, with Marv Wolfman. That was probably the biggest book in terms of value to me that I got out of everything. Burke Family, what did he say back up here? I'm scrolling back up. Zero Books Office 2020 wish list. Well, sorry. Tell us what some of those books are, and maybe we can help you out. Burke, you said something about signatures. Now I can't find the comment. but we'll get there anyway. Um, yeah, signatures are hard to get. The funny thing is, he's got Eastman, Doug Mankey, Mark Bagley. Mark Bagley was cool. If you wanted his signature, you had to pay for it. But if you let him write to Ian, right, it's my name, Ian, then he didn't charge because, I guess the book's not worth as much if it's personalized. And I thought that was totally cool. And then, yeah, it can get insane. Signatures probably don't do anything for the value of the book if you don't have a COA or you don't have a witness. And so I've gotten a lot of books signed. I've got Fiona Apple's signature on Saga #1. Did I say Fiona Apple? That's not her name.
Yeah.
I
know you meant Staples. We know you meant.
Fiona Staples.
It's okay. I just did a show with a guy by the name of Mike Morello, but for some reason I kept wanting to call him Tom Morello.
Rage Against the Machine. That's great. Yeah, so Neil Adams, Omega Comics. So I went to Emerald City last year. I spent a day with David at Sinking Nearmint Comics. And I don't want to say the money value, he got a Batman Who sketch cover done by Neil Adams, signed and witnessed by CGC, and then sent off for slabs. You can see it on his channel from last year, well, a few months after Emerald City. But it's gorgeous. It's amazing. But he spent a lot of money that day. I was with him that day. He's also the king at bargaining and getting stuff. Man, he knows his game. We went up to the creator of Little Bird, and the creator of Little Bird was doing a convention exclusive for Little Bird #1. And he said, no CGC witnesses. Dave got a CGC witness, kind of stood a little bit back there, and he witnessed the signature. Dave probably has the only Emerald City Comic Con convention exclusive Little Bird #1 that is CGC signed and witnessed. So here's you, Dave. Man, he's pretty awesome like that. The comics on my mind, I hear that Scotty Young is just really, really nice to talk to in line and just a really great guy. So I'd love to get
John's Comics with Kids. So is Chip Starsky.
Yeah. So I mean, did he was talking to him tonight, right?
I think so, yeah. But offline.
Offline. That's still pretty amazing. Yeah, that the whole thing coming up with Mainframe Comic Con looks pretty good. So I just want to throw this out there. Has everybody been seeing? I'm going to put the hashtag down here, mostly on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, you might not get this, but check out this hashtag I just dropped in the chat on Twitter, Creators for Comics. A lot of creators right now are auctioning off signed books, art stuff, creative stuff. Somebody like Kelly Sue is auctioning off the Captain Marvel jacket that she was given on the set of Captain Marvel. Brian Michael Bendis is auctioning off a virtual with him and Kelly and Matt Fraction. And all of the proceeds are going to BINC Foundation, the Books Indie something corporation, and they're giving all the money to local comic book shops. So these things are going for $400, $500, $600. Everything that I've bid on at the $100 level, somebody's just upbid me right away. But if you want to help out your local comic book shop and you want to get some really good art or some really good, signed books, go check that hashtag out. It's amazing. Some of the creators, like Greg Rucka, posted his on Instagram because he doesn't have Twitter. There were a whole bunch of Lazarus signed trades. Just really, really amazing stuff out there. If you get the chance and if you can afford it. So far, I have won 0 things, but I was able to talk to one of the creators, and this creator actually approached me on Instagram and said, "Hey, I saw you were looking for this book. I actually have a copy of this book. Are you interested in it?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "I'll send you X amount." And they were like, I had no idea it was worth that much. Sometimes creators have no idea the value of their own books because, especially if they're commissioned to do a variant cover or something. So I said, yeah. And I said, hey, I'm missing X, Y, and Z. And they go, I think I got those. I'd have to look. I said, well, how about this? I'll pay you for that book. I'll donate $100 to this cause for as many other books off my list that you want to include? And they said done. So I did a PayPal to this creator. I did a donation to the foundation, and I'll tell you all about it when I get my in the mail. But pretty excited for that. It was a huge once in a lifetime opportunity sort of thing. So hold on a second. Southern Comic Geek says he's got the Power Man and Iron Fist Scotty Young variant signed CBCS on YouTube auction. Oh,
Nice.
you bought that? Is that what you're saying? You bought that?
I think so.
Comic Geek. I don't know if you mean you're putting up for auction or if you got it on an auction. I think you got it on an auction. Hey, Big O is here. Big O is the one who got my X-Men pack last Saturday from Discovery Bay. I think Discovery Bay is doing the pop-up show this Saturday as well. If anybody's interested, definitely check that out. Go ahead.
That reminds me, the boy who had 7 is doing a benefit to raise money for, I don't know if it's OMG or Oh My God Chris, who just passed away over last week. So for those that knew him, what Matt, the boy who had 7, is planning on doing is doing this auction. All of the proceeds will be going to fund his funeral expenses. So it will be going to his brother to help fund that. It's a good cause. I personally did not know who this guy was, but he was a beloved member of the community, as I'm finding out. So I'm sure his family could use it right now.
Yeah, it's his brother, I think, that's arranging everything. His brother got on his YouTube channel and reached out. When is that auction happening?
I think it's this Saturday. It might be noon or 3. Just check the boy who had 7's Instagram and YouTube page, and I'm sure he'll have more information forthcoming.
Yeah, and I was watching the preview earlier here, so it was pretty moving because I know that JoJo, who's now goes by Flicks and Comics, was a big friend and big correspondent with OMG Chris. I didn't really know him that well. I saw a few of his videos, but we weren't tight on YouTube or anything. So I threw $10 in the super chat to Boy Who Had 7 earlier, and apparently Google takes 30% off that right off the top. So instead of doing a super chat, you're much better off using PayPal to directly send some money to Boy Who Had 7, or bidding on a book in the auction. I mean, I think a lot of people are donating a lot of great stuff. So it's going to be one of those ones, kind of like Strictly Comics does to benefit the Hero Initiative each Christmas. You're going to find some good stuff out there. Yeah. So Comics on My Mind saw it. And Big O is going to mail out his package because school stuff got busy. Yeah, school stuff is getting busy. I just graded a whole bunch of stuff online, and I got 2 classes tomorrow. I'm totally prepared for one of them, and I'm not prepared for the other.
And here it is, 1 a.m.
Well, it's only 9 for me or 10 for me. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I got time.
There's this great thing called Cuban coffee. You should try it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or Turkish coffee. That'll work too.
Turkish. So there's a place near me. It's a gear place near where my sons take Taekwondo. So we eat there often after like class and stuff. And they're one of the best Euro places I've ever been to. And they do a Turkish coffee in the whole long thing with like the long handle on the little brass thing where you pour it in yourself. And oh, it's amazing. Oh, Big O says Cuban better than Turkish. Now, isn't Cuban coffee espresso with a sugar cube on top?
That's right. It's a Bustelo that's put in a expensive ass giant maker that makes about this much coffee,
right?
Which then divide it up into even smaller shots that they pass around here in Miami, where you take a shot and then you're wired. It's like you just get a line of Coke. That's why people keep thinking I'm on drugs. It's like, no, man, it's just called coffee. It's Cuban, and I love it.
Oh, wow. So this is awesome. Comics on My Mind says, I just finished making care packages for my students, and we're passing out finally Chromebooks. Oh, hey, that's super important. You know, I am blessed that my district is one-to-one iPads. So before we shut down, we told all the kids, take your iPads home, and all we had to do is drive around and get like hotspot Wi-Fi for any kid who didn't have it. So the expectations, like my wife teaches in Tacoma, I teach south of here. The expectations I have are way different than the expectations her district has of her, just because she is just because she is teaching in a district that's got different tech availability. So, we're doing a drive by, like a car parade through our students' neighborhoods either tomorrow afternoon or maybe next week. So you got to reach out to your students and do what you can to support them. So this is for you, Comics on My Mind. Glad you're getting it going. There you go. Coca-Cola. Is that the 1908 version with the Coke in, or later?
An empty can of Coke. Try not to drink any more of that shit, because if I do, I am not sleeping tonight. And last night I went to sleep at 5:30.
You got a deposition tomorrow? You got anything going on tomorrow? You actually need to be awake? Work or something important?
I am basically unemployed at this point.
Okay.
Nothing. I'm a court reporter, and I just read another statement that as of yesterday, that the Southern District of Florida has pushed back any court proceedings until frickin' July 31st. So I might get a trickle of stuff here and there from like family law, people getting divorced, and it's like, but I want the children for this weekend. Well, you shared them this weekend. And it's like, you know what? So who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy in all this? I don't know. They're getting divorced. They're all bad guys.
Are you freelance or do you work for a paper?
I work for, it's not like a news reporter, it's a court reporter. So essentially, for a hearing, a deposition, whatever it is, they need some asshole to show up with a computer. Sometimes people, the older types, have the little stenographer machines. I show up in my little dinky ass laptop, put out a couple of these little recorders, and I just assign people numbers. So I put these little things out. I have about 4 of them here, just little recorders. And then I assign you a number. So if you're my hiring attorney, you're number 1. If you're the witness, you're number 2. If you're opposing counsel, you're number 3. Whoever's talking, I basically just hit 1, answer 2, question 1, answer 2, objection 3. What was the last question? I look back between the 1, 2 to the last time I see a 1, and I go, oh, that was the last question that was asked. So I could totally zone out if I wanted to, but I don't, because I'm good at my job and I know how to do the Zoom stuff. So we're just waiting until everything gets started again.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, as long as you're hanging in there, that's important. So, Comics on My Mind, where do you teach, man? Let me know. And Big O, I mean, what are the tech struggles? Just the kids don't have the tech, or the teachers don't know how to use it? What are your struggles? Let us know, man. See what I can do to help you. I used to be the tech teacher on special assignment in my district until they took my position away because our school freaking crowded.
Is with people not understanding.
What's that?
I think the tech problem is either A, people not understanding, B, people not knowing how to work a computer, period, and 3, the kids that are being given computers, iPads, that are being sent home with them to parents that have no money, that didn't get their stimulus check, like me, and are selling said iPads and laptops. So those are kind of the technical issues that's really happening now.
I hope we're not selling. I hope the kids aren't selling, but we definitely have.
They're doing it in Miami.
A lot of those other problems. At least my district doesn't. Yeah, I got some uncanny. Like, I don't think I had either of these 2 issues. I'm super excited. This is just helping to fill out my run. So, Comics on the Mind is from Oakland. So, I spent 8 years teaching in the South Bronx. Oakland might be one of the few places that's more real than the South Bronx. So I hear you. My heart goes out to you. I commend you for staying in the struggle. I did it for 8 years. My first 2 years at a building, like, I would come home at 4 in the afternoon and have nightmares because it was such a poorly run place and out of control. It got better. I moved to another school district. It got really good right till No Child Left Behind was passed. We came in that September, and now that the school's success was going to be rated and the principal's position was going to be based on the school's success, my principal started yelling at us. First meeting, September, started yelling at us. That was just, forget about it. It just ruined it all. So yeah, we went from crazy to okay to just horrible. I had to leave. And it was literally, I was packing up my classroom, wondering what I was going to do when I got a call to interview in Tacoma, like the next day. And so I just drove out that week. I flew out that weekend to Tacoma and did 2 interviews, got a position, never looked back. Here's that Pizza Hut, man.
Oh,
you have these?
Nice.
Yeah, so
I did not have that.
They've got these really cool insides.
Who's the artist? Ian Churchill?
I will tell you in a minute. The artist is Jim Craig. It might be Dan, and then it says Dan and Dave Day. So I don't know who that is, but it's definitely the '90s the '90s Storm, that great Will Sportasio outfit. Let's check the chat here because we've got a few things going on. So we started off with Uncanny Kyle Walker joined us from far, far away, and then he says hello. And Comics Minds, all learning the tech. Our principal decided to attack this slowly. We attacked it quickly, but the drawback of that is we had to change 3 times over 3 weeks. So, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Big O says lack of tech. Students not understanding the tech software they're supposed to have been using during the entire school year. Comics on My Mind says he's born here. What do you teach, Comics? Let us know. Give him back. Up the Down 7 says, hey, Tacoma, would this dude ship out these packs? I don't think so. It's not like a magic thing. He's Tricky's Pop Culture Emporium in Tacoma. I think he's doing all right. I think he probably opened his door more than just to me yesterday to let people come in and buy. He's had a lot of time though to clean up his store. And he's put out a lot more comics. So when COVID closure started in Washington like 3 weeks ago, I kind of picked him clean. And so I didn't think he'd have much left, but I went in there and he had 3 spinner racks full of comics. So I like took 10 bags. So yeah, some good stuff. I don't know that he would ship. I don't know that it's like possible for him, but you can ask him, man. He might. Sleepy Reader says, I look at my daughter's Google Classroom. I see all those comments from kids saying, help me. I don't know where to go to get the meeting. Man, I don't know what to tell you. You've got to have, like, we went through that. We went through too many emails, parents complaining. First, there weren't enough emails. Then they're complaining there was too much communication. You've got to have a principal send out a once a week thing with every link that just says, this class is meeting then, this class is meeting then. My school did it. So Mondays is math, Tuesdays is humanities, Wednesdays is science, Thursdays is like art, music, and Fridays is tech and CTE, which is what I teach. So I have 1 meeting a week on Zoom on Fridays with each class. And then I have office hours on Tuesday morning, office hours on Thursday afternoon, and they can contact me anytime that they want by email. But that kind of gives them a morning day to get help, an afternoon day to get help, and a class just once a week for me. And they know it's every Friday. So that sort of thing, I think, makes it easier for my students. But
they just made it down here where you can take the ACT, the SAT online in the comfort of your own home now. I think the biggest problem that people are really running into, at least down here in Miami, because my roommate Heather, she works for the school system down here. Initially, when they had all these kids get set up with either Zoom or whatever the conference room was going to be set, that they didn't allocate enough bandwidth. Just as you're saying, they're sending out way too many emails instead of just, here's the curriculum, like Discovery Bay. Here's where everything is for the day if you need to go and do everything. If you did that once a day instead of an email telling you this little bit of information or this bit of information, compile everything together. It's not that hard. It's a big learning process because no one's ever done anything like this on any scale. There's no precedent to go, well, this worked over here, so we can pick and choose from this. No, it's just whatever anybody thinks is going to work. And high school never ends. And teachers are not that much different. And some people are still trying to jockey for a better position in the system. So they'll accept some people's dumb ideas over some people's good ideas. Mm-hmm. So it's a giant mishmash. It's just chaos right now.
Yeah, I can't spell the word grit right now, but I hear you. There's a lot of that. Well, I got to tell you, um, I'm always critical of everything in education. I think any teacher is, but just having been here for so long and kind of looking back and being like, okay, I'll give some credence to this, I'll give some validity to this, watching what my district's doing compared to like I live in Tacoma, my wife teaches in Tacoma. What my kids are being given is okay, but it's learning opportunities, right? And it's kind of a mishmash of using this or that. My school district has a license with Zoom. We've locked it down so that if you try to go to my Zoom meeting and you don't have an extension on your email address that shows you're from my school district with your school email address, you can't get in. So we don't have people bombing the meeting with like, hackers just getting the link and coming in. Every kid has an iPad. Every kid should. We've got 900 kids in my school. We've got about 8 kids on our list of need paper copies. Everybody else is doing fine. So it's been really nice. I will criticize my district forever because I like to criticize anybody in authority over me, but they're doing it.
Are they doing attendance?
So we haven't been told to take attendance yet. And I don't know if they're going there. They have told us to start putting grades in the book and to count those grades. For the first 3 weeks, I was doing assignments and I didn't count them. I just checked off whether they did them or not. But I'm supposed to, the assignment I'm giving out tomorrow, I'm supposed to actually check it and enter that into the grade book. What I've been finding, I've had more kids doing the assignments that show up for my class meeting, which is great because what I can do is I can actually, when you finish your Zoom meeting, you get a link 5 minutes later to a recording of the meeting. So I drop that in my we use something called Canvas, which is like Google Classrooms. I drop that link in, boom. Anybody who missed the meeting can go watch the entire class just by clicking that link. So if people are not available to make it, or a kid just wakes up late, or the moms have an argument because they're out of work and they're pissed off, they can go watch that class some other time. They can hit me up during office hours and they can get the assignment whenever they want. So I kind of like how that works. It's been good so far. And like I said, I'm getting more assignments than I am getting attendance. So that's good.
I like what Sleepy Reader there is saying, that your district sounds more on top of things, Tacoma, than what Sleepy Reader's saying there.
I've got to admit I do think they are, and I'm pretty pretty proud of them for that. It's pretty good. It's tough though because I teach robotics. There's no robots at home. I am pulling shit out of my ass right now to try to pulling miracles out to come up with something, and at some point I'm going to run out of things to do.
Can you share your screen?
What's that?
Can you share your screen during these things?
Oh yeah, no, I share my screen. I show them stuff, but I really want them doing authentic stuff, and that's really tough. So Sleepy Reader, that's a big thing in Tacoma right now. So Big O, I have 6 middle schools, 3 high schools, and probably about 15 elementary schools. But that's down in a place called Bethel School District, which is south of Tacoma. In Tacoma itself, there's a lot more. So yeah, I'm trying to follow the chat here. My wife is being told she can't use Zoom. She's a sped teacher because of the recording of the classes and the legality issues. We are totally allowed and we're encouraged to record the Zoom classes because we have our district already had an account with Zoom before this all happened. And we have everything kind of in place and controls in place, which makes it a little bit better, but still kind of tough. This has morphed into a 27 high schools in Hillsborough County. Holy cow, Big O. Good for you. Cheers to you, man. I'm drinking to that. That's incredible. Let's talk about comics. Got some comics to show, Rob?
Sure. I could just refix this camera here. Hold on a second.
Let's show us something.
Let's just rejigger this camera. All right. Oh, that's that camera. So I can take this and put it down, and let's. Oops. There we go. Almost. I always try and make this look good enough, but
Yeah, go for it. on Kenny Kyle Walker, if I understand what he's saying, he's going to a lower grade next year.
Oh, wrong one. There you go. There we go. All right.
It's real tough. It's really tough, Big Ben, if your kids don't have internet. I mean, what are you going to do? Paper packets? It means somebody's got to go to school to print them. Oh, look at that She-Hulk Pulp Fiction homage. Nice.
God damn it. There we go. There. Now, unfortunately, I just lost. I keep losing connection with the damn mouse. So I guess this will just have to do. So this one I just picked up on Wednesday. This is the homage cover, and not bad for $10.
Oh, nice.
And these I was showing earlier today on my Instagram so that I could make a promo for the comic horror that I was appearing on for the second time tonight.
Oh, nice.
So here you go. This is the cameo appearance of Ego, the first appearance of Ego, first appearance of the High Evolutionary. I can't remember what this was. I should know what that is. But
that's probably the first appearance of the id.
The id?
The ego, the id, and the super id. Never mind. It's a bad.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now that makes more sense. Now I feel like a fool.
Well, my jokes were pretty stupid. Just ask my kids.
Let's see. Oh, and my mouse is broken again. I'm trying to see what the comments are saying at the same time.
Yeah, so got a box from me. I hope it was good, Big Ben. Hope it was worth it.
There we go. I'm just trying to move that over. All right. So that one is the First Lady. Oh, yeah, that one was the First Lady Sif. This is the First Valkyrie. Yeah, Lady Sif. This one is the First Full Mangog on cover. And here we go with the Galactus story in Thor 161. I forgot to take those down.
Very nice.
Or maybe it's in here. I can't remember. 161, 162. Did I put those away?
Great cover. Him. That's not first appearance of him, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that cover, man. That's just because I think the words Thor are in white with the red outline. It just looks so different than the rest of them. That is really cool. I dig that. Very nice.
Yeah, for a second, I thought I had it up on my wall. I guess I've been having this in the box for so long. The second hymn, because before, and there's Galactus in my favorite Galactus cover ever of all time, because it's Galactus sporting his shorts.
Is that shorts or is that a skort? What is it, a sport? When it's the skirt short? How do you call that?
He's wearing a skirt.
Yeah. Nice job. He's not afraid, man. He's not afraid.
More of the Galactus storyline, and then we jump into Firelord. And then I jump into the first cameo appearance of Wolverine in 229 in an advertisement. This has the Marvel value stamp missing. Check your Marvel value stamp, kids.
Do you have Daredevil 215?
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
And I have the Marvel Premiere 22.
Oh yeah, that's got a preview too.
That it does. There's 3 books. And there's the origin of Moondragon and Drax. And I think everyone knows what that is. And I have the whole storyline of Beta Ray Bill.
Very, very cool.
And then after that, we're going to jump on over to the first Malekith and that storyline.
I got that newsstand too, just like you do.
And then after this, we're going to be coming up on the first New Warriors. But first,
That's nice, that one.
And the big thing with this issue, I don't know if you can really see it, because this is how you usually tell. Look in the spine. This is a Mark Jeweler variant.
Jeweler, yeah.
You can see it right there, right?
Yeah.
That little line, dark line. Look for those dark lines in these books, and that's how it's. You don't even have to take them out. You just know.
Comics on the Mind is really excited by these.
Oh, yeah. There's the first full and newsstand. I try and pick up newsstands whenever I can, especially when you start getting towards the mid 90s, late 90s, into 2000s. When it's in the early 80s, I'll try and opt for the direct edition.
Yes, I love C-Wood as like one of the great YouTube guys out there, but the whole newsstand, as fun as it is to say, it's taken over a little bit to the point where people think newsstand is important pre-'89, and it's not.
Nope.
It's common pre-'89. So, that's something you got to be aware of there. It's still cool to say, no doubt. And to find a book in condition that's newsstand is important because, I used to take them home from the stationery store, put them in my hand and wrap them around the handlebars of my bicycle as I drove home. So to keep those newsstands in good condition was difficult, but they were common for sure.
And I could grab like anything out of a box if you want me to just start putting it under the microscope.
Find something good. I'll hop on here. So I've got a mystery for everybody. Here's a mystery. I've got Naomi, number 1, third printing. Number 2, first printing. Number 2, second printing. Number 3, first printing. I've got number 2, second printing again. Number 3, second printing. I've got I don't know what that is, number 4, first printing. Number 5, first printing. Number 5, first printing. Number 6, first printing. Where is Naomi, number 1, cover B, first printing? I don't fucking know. It was there yesterday or 2 days ago. Like, it was just right in front of this one. And it's missing. Can somebody tell me where I put Naomi, number 1, cover B, first printing? I really don't know. And it's bothering me a great deal that it's not there. It really, really is. Anyway, I digress. I just looked over it and a comic I thought I had is missing. And I don't know where it is. How many people are getting themselves some Kanan number 6 and some Kanan number 1? So if you look, Sleepy Reader, I agree. It was a good series. Despite all the overhype, it was actually a really well written series. Brian Michael Bendis can still write the hell out of a character. I absolutely think he can. So number 1 is settling on eBay for a little bit less of number 6. So the cameo in number 1, I think, is not being considered as important as a cameo in 6. And let's just show everybody what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that unless you've got over $200, you're not going to get a copy of this anymore. Right? I paid like $25 for this from Alex the Comic Quarter. I'm pretty excited to do that 2 years ago. You're not going to get a copy of Ahsoka's first appearance for anything cheap anymore. But the next best thing would be everybody else from Rebels. You can get Sabine, Ezra, Zeb Gorelius, or whatever his name is, and Hera. You can get a cameo of them in Kanan the Last Padawan number 1. Now, let me tell you about this. This is something, if you're not going to collect it for the value or because it's important to you because you're a Star Wars fanatic, it's a great read. It's absolutely a great read. But right here, when you open this up on the first page, after the scroll page. You can see them all here. Right down here, there's Sabine, Kanan, there's Hera over there, Ezra and Zeb, and they're all kind of talking about something. And then on the there you go, Big O. And then all of a sudden it flashes back to this. And then it's not until 6 issues or 5 issues later, in issue 6, that you go ahead and see them appear again in issue 6. And now this one, instead of being a I think is Mara Jade in Heir to the Empire, Big O? I think it is. And if so, I sold my Heir to the Empire because there's a really bad condition one. I want to get a new one. I want to get that newsstand actually. But in this, it's the whole gang on the ship, on the ghost ship, and they all appear in here in the actual action, not in a flashback, but like they're throughout the comic in number 6. They're on the last page in number 5 as an advertisement for number 6. But this seems to be the big money book a little bit more than this one. So you can still pick this one up for the cameo. But if you want to try, if you can find this one on the cheap, I definitely suggest going for this one. This is the way to go. It has been the way. So yeah, it is Heir to the Empire. Is that Thrawn and Mara Jade in Heir to the Empire, or is Thrawn in something different? I can't remember. I'm not quite sure.
Should I grab X-Men or Fantastic Four?
You know my answer, but let's let the chat tell us what they want. X-Men or Fantastic Four, chat.
I have to go take a pee.
Oh, yeah.
Not that you needed to know that, but hey, information's key.
We'll be back with Rob Worst and his X. We got 1 vote for X-Men, 1 vote for FF.
I will grab whichever you tell me to.
We got a second FF. Uh-oh. It looks like I'm losing. I'm losing here. It looks like we got 2-1 Fantastic Four. So, now we got Big Ben says Spawn, and Southern Comic Geek says X-Men.
I lost my hand, Southern Comic Geek.
2-2. So I'm going to tie break here. I say X-Men. So let's see what you got.
So I only have from starting at 94 forward, and I don't have 94.
Okay. Well, mine has a detached cover, so I hear you.
All right, give me a second because I'm grabbing them out. We'll start with the first 100 from 96 through 131.
Nice.
I just have to first not fall off of a ladder. Which I just realized I could show everybody me going to dig all this stuff out from the room.
Kyle walking.
Next time. Let's not knock over anything.
Knock it over if you have to. Nobody's gonna hurt.
Have to do presentation first.
Ooh. Okay, all 3 of those look cleaner than mine right now.
Oh, wait, I have to also grab this down because it's the only one I have on the wall. I try and have at least one of everything on the wall.
You got doubles of all that?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you had doubles of everything. When you're like, I got one of everything on the wall. I'm like, here's my wall giant size X-Men #1, and here's my...
No, I do not have a giant size X-Men #1 or a 94. I'll work on it. I mean, I have things that are worth as much as that, but I don't have it. Like, I got this, which is awesome. In super nice condition. I got this, which is in not as great condition, but still pretty nice.
That's nice.
But I do not have a GSX-1 or a 94.
I'm just going to leave this comment up from Waka, so it seems like he has everything that anybody's ever put up ever.
I don't have everything, but Kyle does. All right, here we go. So 99. 100. This is when I would need Lady Fantastic in the room because she knows every one of these keys. I've just been procuring them so I could finally start reading them, and I'm only missing a few. Yeah, and for people that were asking before, this is probably only like a 5.55 at best. Because when you put stuff in a bag and double, triple board it, everything looks like it's glass. That's why I always take a book out.
I was super excited with my what was it? My 101. It actually came in really, really nice condition.
And the funny thing is, this particular issue, 103, this is the second time I've picked this up in less than a year. Because last December, I went to, it was my birthday. We went to go to Busch Gardens, looked up somebody on Let Go, and they had this book and a bunch of other stuff. But when I arrived to his place, it was filled with cockroaches. And I'm like, I just want to get out of here. And I'm like, I'll give you $10 for this. And he's like, oh, you can have everything for $10. He had like a full run of Rick and Morty. I'm like, I don't want to put that box in my car. But I took this and a couple other things. I wound up giving this, not this, but a different version of this to Lady Fantastic. And she gave me a Warlock one that was in kind of ratty condition. But I wound up getting this back again. Nice. I paid about the same amount. But sometimes it's just willing to compromise to get that book you want. Yeah, see, all these are newsstand, but it doesn't make a difference because these were really super common.
It had to be a newsstand back then, yeah.
It's not until about, what is it, 77, 78, 79?
Yeah, right there, 109. That's coming in the mail. That's one of the ones I'm missing.
What was that?
I'm missing 109. That's coming in the mail, but I don't have that right now. Yeah, that one. First appearance of, what's his name? Proudstar?
This one is Vindicator, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. He change his name to North Star or Proudstar or something?
Oh,
I just totally messed up with my Alpha.
Answer. But I know Alpha Flight's coming up.
Yeah. I need that, and that's one of the ones I need to upgrade. Is my 114 and my 120 are not like best condition.
I don't know if I have a 114. Oh, yeah, I do have 114.
There you go. Nice. Still 35 cents.
Still 35 cents. Wait for it. Still 35 cents. Not quite. Because, oh no, it's still going. 35 cents.
There you go. Alpha Flight in full effect. So can you go back to 114 for a moment?
Done.
Yeah, so I'm missing 114. I'm missing 109, which is coming. And so the only ones that I'm not getting yet are 106 and 114. And then I need to upgrade in a few of them.
Yeah, try and get a bit better condition, but I'm willing to go as low as a fine on my X-Men.
On Strangers here. Hello.
Can I already do these? Nope. 40 cents. Don't believe Marvel. They will always raise their prices. So easy and everybody.
Low grades are better than no grades, but when I paid for my 94, I did not expect the cover to fall off.
No, I need a 94 and a 99.
Yeah, I've got both of those, but I need upgrades. I got doubles of that one right there, the Dazzler. I don't know why.
Did you check to see if your Dazzler has a Mark Jeweler?
No, it's not. So I went down to singles of everything, and then I just bought another 130 the other day, and I don't know why. It's this disease that we're talking about, right? We've been mentioning this. It's not. It's a real thing. It really exists. This inability to limit the comics that I buy. I just can't. I tell myself things. I say, okay, you're going to concentrate on this. You're only going to get this. You're not going to do this. And then whenever I tell myself, I violate. I'm a violator. I just violate what I say, man.
Oh, wait, no, I do have a 99. I need a, hold on, 96, 97. I need a 98.
Wow. So when you say full run, Waka, do you mean 1 through 544? I mean, I assume that's what you mean, but let us know if that's what you're talking about. 1 through 44 would be insane. Wow. What is left that you need for that?
So in case I fall, at least you'll see.
Yeah, no. We'll help you, sue if you have to.
No, I don't want to sue anybody. This is just for in case I fall. At least you can prove my death.
We can call 911 for you. So Southern Comic Geek, you got a great deal. I can't remember at this point if Wolf Blitz sold me my 101 or what, but I don't even know if I can reach it. It's way up there.
Oh, I'm about to show what Wolf Blitz got me.
I'm not tipsy at all. I did not just fall trying to reach my 101. Shoot, I can't reach it. I'll have to show it another day because it's a little high up and I'm a little tipsy and I almost knocked over my Lego Boba Fett. But my 101, really nice condition for the price I paid for it. I'm pretty excited. Ooh, you got the Pence version of 101. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wait, what happened?
I want to know what Kyle is missing between 1 and 544. What are the goals you have, Kyle? What do you need to do to complete that amazing run? Oh, you got the Pence version signed by Claremont. That's nice too. That's really nice. Hey man, anybody can jump on. If you look up there, I posted the link. I'll post it again. If Sleepy Reader's going to bed, then it is late, man. We should all be going to bed.
It's only 1:30.
Yeah. Now I thought that I'm getting another copy of that 138 in the mail, and I don't know where it is. I thought Mike Rogers. I got one from Mike Rogers, but I haven't seen it show up yet. So I don't know what's happened. Yeah, because I've got the whole
Mine's kind of eaten up there.
Right. I've got all the homages to that. I got like about 12 different homages to that book. Everything Buffy, man. I want that Buffy homage so bad. There's the Kitty Pryde joins the X-Men.
Nope.
And there's a totally useless Wendigo cover. 139, right? Or 140.
We don't have doubles, but this is one where I accidentally. So Miracle Man wound up sending me a bunch of issues that were in the 200s that he found at a pawn shop for about $2.50 each.
Nice.
So one of them was 140. Wolf Blitz, meanwhile, found for me issues also 140.
140.
But he also got for me issue 141 and 142. Direct market, which I prefer.
All right, for that old, yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Oh, I love that cover, man. I love that Brood cover. Count Von Strange wants those Bernie Wrightson Swamp Things from Volume 1.
Oh, I want that too.
That's a great Doom cover too.
Where's my money, honey?
Wow, so Southern Comic Geek, he's got it going on. He needs Uncanny 1 and 4.
Damn.
See, when I hear people I can't remember, but I sold him some books from the pop-up shop on Saturday. When somebody that has Uncanny X-Men #1 actually finds something they want to buy from me, I go like, it blows my mind. I've got something to offer somebody that has that. Weapon X is in the house.
Nobody has everything.
No, that's true, man.
Except for that one guy that was a musician that just got rid of every single DC comic book from like 1937 all the way to 2014.
Are you serious? I haven't even kept up with that. That sounds insane.
God. Yeah, look that up because it is every issue, including Action 1, including Detective 27, including More Fun Comics, all of them, including 52.
I should have been a rock star, but I decided to go into teaching instead. Man, that's insane.
Yeah, I had to become an artist that didn't become anything. Instead, just got drunk all the time. Don't drink, kids. Well, I just put this back in. I'll grab Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, go from one to the other, no doubt.
And I can grab Batman from early
200s. For everybody out there, Rob pointed out earlier that we've got the we got Boy Who Had Sevens doing a benefit auction on Saturday for OMG Chris, if anybody knew him and want to help out with his burial or cremation costs, actually. He's got some good books there. What's going on, Kyle?
Oh, not much. I thought I'd pop on for a couple of minutes and say hello. See how you guys are.
So you got 1 and 4 coming back from CGC?
Who's it? Oh, Southern Comic Geek. Oh, true. Yeah. He's doing pretty well on this run. I'm stuck on about 7 issues at the moment.
What are they?
I put them in the chat. I can't remember. 1, 3, 4, 6.
Oh, I see. Okay, 1, 3, 4. Here we go.
Oh yeah, there you go. So that's all I need. But I can't buy anything at the moment. So
not even get something delivered if you were ordered online, or
no, they've frozen everything over here.
Well, they're smart. I mean, it makes sense.
It's like all online, eBay, everything. We can't buy anything over here.
Oh wow!
It's like the whole country was put into full lockdown, and so it's all good.
That's harsh, but it's smart, man. We're not doing it that way over here for sure. We got people riding the streets of some states with guns and stuff saying, "Open up."
Oh, boys. It's their white supremacists that are coming from out of state. None of those people live where they're protesting.
Just morons, man. But check it
Yeah.
out. That's an amazing list. So 1, 3, 4, 6. Now, here's my problem. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's 60 something to 93 are all reprints, right?
Yeah. From 66 was the last issue, and then it went into reprint after that too.
So for those that
Number
don't know, Uncanny X-Men was not, or it wasn't even Uncanny. X-Men was not a seller like Fantastic Four or Avengers or anything else. It was
That's right.
not doing well for Marvel. So
No.
at issue 66, they started reprinting older issues, and they did that all the way through 93. So if you own anything from 66 to 93, it's not even an original storyline.
But they have, some of them have got original covers.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that. So yeah, so that's really, so I mean, I've always stayed away from those. Sometimes you can find like an early X-Men really cheap, but it's 72, and you're like, do I really want this? You know, so it's just, to me, I really wanted to focus on Claremont. If somebody wanted to sell me a 1 or a 50 for a good price, I wouldn't say no, but I'm focusing on the Claremont run because that's what I grew up with.
Fair enough. I was lucky enough in the 90s, I managed to pick up a lot of the Claremont, Cockrum, Byrne run for like a couple of dollars each. They were everywhere over here. And I basically bought my collection then.
Nice.
The Bronze Age, Copper Age, back then. I was just lucky. And for some reason, I like the X-Men, so I was buying them cheap back issues. So that's why I've been able to get to where I am at the moment with my collection. And then I tackled the Silver Age, started doing the Silver Age about 10 years ago, and I'm getting there. It's going to take a while, but
Nice.
I don't know what I'll do after that. what I'm going to tackle next.
Well, once I get the run, then you know, Southern Comic Geek says he's a completionist, and
yeah,
I'm a completionist with some things, right? So with X-Men, once I get 3 more books, I've got the Claremont run.
Yeah.
Then what do I do? I'm not going to be like, okay, I'm done. The disease is gone. It's out of my body. It's gone away. The disease is still there. I'm still going to want to collect something. So am I going to start getting 1 through 65? Am I going to try to finish 400 through 544? Am I going to get the 300s, those horrible, horrible comics in the 300s? You know, like, what do I do next? I know I'm not done. I'm definitely not done, no matter what. So it's an interesting progression.
Well, I was thinking the Incredible Hulk could be the next thing that I ever go at, because I've got about 60 odd issues in a box, so it could be my next goal.
Hulk's a lot easier after you get past issue 181.
Yeah. But if I can get an X-Men 1 next year, then Hulk 181 shouldn't be a problem. You know.
But the first 5-6 issues, the first few issues of Hulk are really difficult to get.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking about from what issue is it? 102? Is it 102? I'll just I'll ignore those. That 1 to 4. Was it 1 to 6 or 1 to 4?
I think it's 1 to 6. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm imagining a cover to 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've always wanted that book.
Show that closer. What do you got there?
This is the other one, companion.
I've actually purchased that book recently. That's cheap. I bought that off GPAP.
Yeah, I got this one for about 80, and this one I think I got for maybe 110.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yep.
So they're not expensive, these ones.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the other ones, they're
probably Rocket Raccoon. The Rocket Raccoon issue is probably one of those books.
That's about like 120 you can get it now for.
Yeah.
This one is a bit higher price depending on where you get it.
Oh, yep.
For Doc Samson. I mean, shit, I could grab a whole stack of the keys and just show you under the microscope.
Yeah, man. I'll show you. I'll show you a book you were talking about before.
Go.
Yeah. There it is.
Ooh.
See now,
Oh,
that's
you win.
that's my team, right? But
Yeah.
it's not Claremont, so I have got a real interesting, like, I don't want to pay premium for that, but I'm willing to pay like $600-700 to find a 4.0 or a 5.0
Right.
You know,
Actually, I got another book I'll show you because it's sitting right here because I had a whole heap of books out.
that's another one that I want, just because that is, like, the funny thing is, I like Vision from the EU better than I like him from the comics. Like, I became.
I actually won this on YouTube in a competition, like 6 years ago, of Trilogy's Comic Quarter.
My LTS had that for $75 with like a chunk cut out the top.
Yeah.
The colors were really bright, right? So it wasn't faded. It just had a rip in the top. And so I should have picked it up and I didn't. And I'm kicking myself for that now. That would have been really nice. But, so I'm going to ask the chat here something and ask you guys too. For me, I won't say what, Hulk 181 or X-Men #1. What is the comic? Not what's worth more, but what is the comic you want more? See if people put that in the chat. I know my answer, but
mine is X-Men 1, of course. That would be that's no brainer for me. But a Hulk 181 could possibly get me a X-Men 1 and an X-Men 4.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would go. No, Southern Comic Geek already has X-Men 1. I would go Hulk 181, right? Splash has both of them, just because Wolverine to me means more than Angel and Iceman and Cyclops and all the original X-Men. So I think I'd go 181 just to get that first Wolverine. I'm not. Big Ben says neither. AF-15. This is not a choose. This is an either or. Not throw in all your other options, Ben. But no, I hear that totally. It's tough, but I think to have an X-Men run would be great, and obviously X-Men 1 is, if in good condition, is worth X amount of dollars.
Yeah,
but 181 is more meaningful to me because Wolverine in the 80s. I love reading. I didn't even read the Wolverine limited series. I read the Kitty Pryde and Wolverine, and as a 13-year-old kid, that blew me away. And cemented two characters with me for sure.
Yeah, comics on my mind. What's my Avengers 57?
Yeah,
jump on, Kirk.
Well, like comics on your mind, if you've got X-Men 4 or 3, we could do a deal.
Just bring out your X-Men 3 comics. Yeah, it the COVID my COVID money is not gone. My COVID money is split in half, depleted.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See, there it is.
I got some nice books.
Yeah.
The books that I ordered, they're not the classics, not the big ones. They're more modern variants that mean a lot to me, but I hope they hold up over time, because you run the risk with a lot of these modern variants, these ratio variants, even if they're your favorite artist or your favorite creator, of just 10 years from now.
I want that book there.
Right there.
Buying in the apocalypse.
Yeah, some of these things that I go after now might not be worth as much 10 years from now. X-Men #1 will
get this pretty cheap now.
10 years from now.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a lot cheaper now.
Man, you got some cool books, Rob. Very cool.
This is going for a lot cheaper now.
Oh, yeah. That's a cool book.
Yeah, I have a pretty good run going of Strange Tales.
So we went into lockdown 3 weeks ago. Like, we only had a small amount of cases, and we went in. The whole country went into lockdown because we're only 2 islands. and they're going to announce on Monday that we're going down a level back to level 3. So it means businesses are going to reopen. So it's going to be pretty exciting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had. And we allowed to talk about it? We are, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we were getting about 80 odd cases a day over here. We've had 12 deaths, all elderly, and that's that's it. That's how it's going. But this week we dropped from 80 to 60, and then it's been 40, and then it's been 20 and 15 yesterday, and today was 8 cases of the virus. And they've done community tests because we've got just wee populations in our cities, and they tested 340 people in Queenstown, and most of them have come up negative. So it looks like we're going to reopen our businesses, but with social distancing and all the safe stuff. Yeah.
Did they announce a date?
Yeah.
So when are they opening?
Probably next week. So Monday they're going to make an announcement, and then probably Wednesday businesses will be allowed to start opening. I mean, I'm an essential worker, so I was already working, but we've got a lot of people. It's been a lot of the people that I know are all isolated. They're all in there. We call it bubbles. You're in your bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
people that haven't showered for about 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
The good thing about doing comic book YouTube, it kind of forces you to take a damn shower.
Yeah. It's interesting in the States. Like we don't talk about it as a country. Right? We talk about individual states.
Yeah.
And Washington, where I live, the state of Washington, got hit pretty hard in the beginning and had a large number of cases, but also had a very progressive liberal governor who shut down the schools early on. Different districts where they were given like a 2 or 3 day window to make their choice of what day to stop, but that was 3 weeks ago. So shut down 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, also shut down restaurants. And then maybe 2.5 weeks ago, shut down all but essential businesses. So we have slowly started to see our curve dip. Other states have been different. There is no national strategy. We have a moron for a president who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And is a sadistic bitch ass. And,
he locks children in cages, and now all of us are in cages.
Right.
I find him interesting. We find him very interesting over here.
The state said they were, states were doing their own thing. He said states can't do their own thing. I'm in charge. And then to act like he's in charge, he said, I'm instructing states to do their own thing. So he only wants the credit for the good stuff. He doesn't want the blame for the bad stuff, but he doesn't want the states to do their own thing, but he doesn't want to tell them what to do. It's a freaking mess. So what's happened is really interesting is the states have gotten together themselves, and there's like a consortium of East Coast states. There's this consortium of Midwestern states, and there's a consortium of West Coast states, where they're all talking together and making like regional decisions on when to reopen together as a large group. And they're not just Democratic, they're Democratic and Republican governors in those consortiums making regional decisions, which I think is smart. It's so school is done for this school year. Like where I live, we won't be going back till September. Right now, business are expected to open May 15th, but that date could change, so that's the date that's in place now. I feel like most people in Washington are being smart about it. Not everywhere else in the country is. Rob, go ahead.
I find it very interesting watching from over the other side of the world. We talk about it a lot. And it's very interesting. America, the UK, Italy, and we've only got a population of 4 million here, and so I think that's why we're going to be out of it pretty quickly because of our population and how spread out it is.
Yeah.
So,
population density is one thing that you have to consider. Like when I lived in New York City, you can throw a nickel without hitting somebody, and now it's like I live in Washington. Even though I live in Tacoma, and it's the third largest city in Washington, it's tiny compared to all the places I came from in New York. So I think that is a thing. My parents live on Long Island in New York, and they're kind of scared. They're just hunkering down in their house, getting groceries delivered. But New York City is. I'm glad I don't live there right now. It's a pretty scary.
Oh, it'd be pretty scary, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've also just got our prime minister. And we don't have states like you guys do, or governors, or like in Australia, we've got premiers. So they're all undermining each other, or they're not working. You know what I mean? So when the government decided this is what we're doing, the whole country did it.
I love your prime minister, man. I wish she was in charge over here. She's awesome.
Oh, she's all right. She's pretty good. I actually like her. I don't like her party, but I like her.
I'm thinking that the reality is that no matter what, we're going to be opening back up probably within about the next 2-3 weeks or so throughout the country, whether we like it or not, because I think whoever's in charge in any state already knows that their next election is pretty much doomed. So if they want to be remembered properly by history, they're going to try and mitigate the problem as best as they can, because no matter what, they're going to try and get it open back up. But it doesn't mean that people like you and me are going to walk into a store and go back to normal. Right. I'm going to see a lot of places go under, whether things are open back up or not. And it's going to come down to the individual that gets any kind of money back. And it's all going to big business. It's going to be people like you and me that will get to some kind of tipping point that everything's going to change and people are going to start doing things. And I don't know.
That's the downsize. That's the downfall for what we've done. We went early and hard on the thing, and we've got massive unemployment now. There's been a lot of businesses and jobs that have closed down. Yeah. And it's going to take a while to recover, but I think it was better doing it that way than
Yeah. It's going to reach some kind of herd immunity at some point. We should wait until it kind of levels off like China did, but we might have opened up too soon. We don't know. Watching them is like a good indicator for how far in the future they are from us when we all started hitting the first 3 deaths. So I think
the key is keep your borders closed for the next year, so and see what happens after that.
I mean, is anybody going to go to a movie theater anytime soon?
I'm not. No. I won't be going to social occasions for at least the rest of the year.
I'm going to be wearing my mask out for a while, It's doesn't make sense otherwise.
No, it's interesting times. It definitely is. It's like we'll talk about this in 100 years.
Yeah, we will. Hey, I've been on for 2
hours.
I
don't know about that. Are you talking about Spanish flu of the 1918, which was really the Kansas flu?
Yeah.
We weren't talking about that last year, and now all of a sudden, hey, that became relevant. Who knew?
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm actually, this is 2 hours into my my broadcast. I'm going to end this now. I'm going to thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. It's awesome.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. 2 a.m. over here.
Always.
It is 6 o'clock Friday night. 6 o'clock Friday night.
Yeah. So what's it called? Next Tuesday, 10 o'clock, I'm on with Wine and Comics late at night. Join me for a glass of wine, and we'll be going over The Banks by Ming Doyle and Roxanne Gay from TKO Studios. Until then, thank you everybody for joining us. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
See you later, guys.
Good night.
See you. Yeah.